Hi, welcome to How to Repair. Well, as you all know, I'm on a road trip going around all our supporters of the Right to Repair Act and our partners. And I've crossed over from Bilbao after travelling up from Faro in Portugal to Ireland. Then I came down from Roscoff to Cork and a friend gave me a tip. And he turned round to me and said I had to come and visit Garnish Pier. And there's a free camp park which you can see up the top there and a stunning little beach, and everyone is enjoying this Algarve weather that I brought with me. But this video isn't about this area. This video is showing you what the roads are like in Ireland on the wild Atlantic route. I've got an 8-metre Hobby camper, and over the last few months I've been wiring it up so I run external cameras on the vehicle to show you how tricky the roads can be and how beautiful the scenery is. I can't emphasise, with this gorgeous weather, this is one of the most stunning places in the world. Just take a look around here. It is absolutely beautiful. And we have weather which is over 20 degrees in temperature. Yesterday there was no wind and it managed to get up to 30 degrees. It's a stunning part of the world. The roads are challenging, and you will see in the video as I'm driving through the country roads, but the condition of the roads are very good. And even with an 8-metre Hobby camper, it's not really much of the problem. The big problem is the traffic, and that means sometimes you have to pull over and let people pass, and sometimes you even have to reverse. So sit back, put your telly on and enjoy the next 50 minutes as I take you from Mizen Head to this location. Okay, we're ready to go. Heading from Mizen Head, heading up the coast, a couple of hour drive, and then we got a live show this afternoon. And let me show you how narrow these lanes are. Customer number one. It's a slow old process getting up here. But it's not really a problem because the scenery is that beautiful. And there's another car coming down, so it's my turn to pull over. And another one after that, and another one after that. But I should be, oh no, someone's letting me out. Very nice of them. As I said, the hospitality here in Ireland is second to none. And hopefully I have to go backwards. And this is just part of the games that you have to play. As a matter of fact, I'm going to open the other window, get a breeze in here because the temperature is going up, and it looks like I might have a good run for a few hundred yards. We'll see how we get on. But this is all part of Mizen Head. We're heading up to, oh, I forget the name of the place now. I've got to go onto maps. Just bear with me 1 second. If I zoom right out on the maps, As you can see, the roads are in good condition. It's just, and there's plenty of pullovers. It's just sometimes, today is Monday, so it's going to be a lot less traffic than Sunday because all the locals were out as well. But we're heading basically up to perfect timing at a pull-in. Bantry. And then we're going to push a little bit further up the coast. As you can see, I've got to keep my wits about me, a lot of blind corners. And I have, I don't know where they were going. I think that's one of the locals. I try to let most of the people pass so they get a fighting chance and don't have to follow a slow coach like me. I imagine the locals in this part of the world get really annoyed with the amount of traffic, but have a look at that over to the right. Just some of the scenery. And that's, you know, that's not one of the top spots. Absolutely beautiful part of the world. I mean, as I've said on other occasions, Morocco was fantastic, but it wasn't as green as this. Even in the winter, it was a lot of rock and not much greenery. When it comes to northern Spain, well, that's still one of my favourite places, up in the Cambria Mountains. Although it's not as dramatic as Morocco, it's still a beautiful part of the world, and I'm very partial to the food up there as well. Anyway, I won't keep the video running all the time. I will do certain segments as I'm going along, but at least you get a full understanding of what the roads are like. Now, I saw that gap to the right, so I knew that they could pull in straight away. And off we go. But for the next 60 odd miles until, well, 40 odd miles until we get back to the main road, it is all going to be like this. We're actually heading up the middle part of the finger now, and that's why I recorded the bottom part so you could see the coastline, but it is very dramatic. And there was a lovely beach down here, but there was no parking. If you see that, push bikes are the other thing you've got to watch out for. And also walkers as well. And I've got to be careful a lot of the times of the ditch on the left-hand side, because the last thing I would want to do is get my wheel stuck in that. And I'm going to let this person go in front. And that's just so they can get a nice clear run, and you can admire that beautiful beach down there. On a day like today, it's spectacular. I doubt if it gets used much in the winter though. And I will turn the camera back on. As you can see now, we're going to be heading slightly up the middle of this peninsula. This finger of rock, and then we'll turn the video camera on when we get to the next town, for the simple reason there is a fantastic graveyard overlooking the ocean, and it is absolutely stunning. And this is a quiet day. Well, we're coming down into one of the small villages now, and you'll see the ocean to the right. The road's got a little bit wider, so it's not too much of a problem. Some beautiful holiday homes down here. Look at the ones to the left with all the brickwork, or stonework, sorry. They've really tried to keep the traditional type buildings, and you'll notice how clean and tidy. They really do look after everything.
The speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
And I haven't hit 50 kilometers an hour in the last few hours, over the last few days. It's very rare that I get up to 80 until I get onto the main road, which is quite a way away. Look at the petrol station. I have seen some great old pumps down here, collector's items. But everything is immaculate. Okay, I thought I'd turn the camera on for you again. We're heading up to Tormore, I think it's called, and I remember coming down here and there's some spectacular scenery. You've got the ocean out to the right and all this lovely fern. It does make some of the corners very blind for you though. The crazy thing is, if this was a Moroccan road, it wouldn't surprise me every couple of minutes if there was this much traffic. People would be trying to overtake. And that's one thing that I've noticed no one actually tries down here, because I think it would be a recipe for disaster. But looking at the map, you should have a spectacular view as we go over the brow of this hill. I'm averaging... Okay, you'll notice the signposts here now. They really do clearly show the Atlantic route, or the West Atlantic route, and it's very well signposted. Anyway, going back to the roads and the countryside, it is a beautiful day. Panoramic scenery all around me. You can see the signpost up front, clearly showing the north route on the Atlantic route. So when it's got the N, you're going north. When it's got the S, you're going south. Pretty obvious, really. But the local people have really, and the government has really tried to encourage tourism on this route. And if you get weather like this, you're mad not to come and see it. Absolutely mad. It's now pretty much one of my top 3 places, and I've only been here 4 days. I can't wait to get up to Donegal because they say that's spectacular as well. Some sort of castle ruins off to the left. And I love the way they fence and stone all these fields. They're all very small, the fields, no large fields. But I imagine that goes back in history where a lot of individual people had small holdings. It'll be interesting to read up on or watch a few videos on the history of this area. I've had to do a lot of research with AI to find out best places to go, places not to miss. And also I had a gentleman the other day on a live stream. His name was Darren, and he's just up above Dublin, and he generously sent us a donation in to get a beer, and he gave us a couple of tips on places to go. So I've already marked them on the map. It's an island, I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it's already marked on the map as a must-see place because the locals are giving me more information than Google or the AI. They really do know where the good places are, and all this information is really appreciated. Anyway, we're on pretty much a straight road now, and I'll turn the camera off for a bit and then turn it on when it gets beautiful scenery again. Coming up to the main junction now, where the road will get a little bit wider for me, but as you can see, the scenery around here, it's all stunning. Everything from the buildings to the greenery. I've not had one person try to overtake. They're all very courteous. No one has been overtaking in the opposite direction either. I think it's a recipe for disaster on these roads. But we just got to go round the corner now and we'll hit the ocean again. But I just thought I'd quickly turn the camera on to show you the difference between... This is actually quite a wide lane. Right at the beginning it was exceedingly narrow. And now we're stepping onto the N71, and you've got all the signs in front of you, and of course as you can see, absolutely stunning road. Plenty of agricultural stuff about. That'll slow up my speed on the main roads because there's only certain places you can pass. Plenty of fuel stations, even though the prices are not the best in the world. Here is the graveyard up to the left. What a nice place to put yourself. when you're finished with this world, you've got that for the view. Stunning. And even the graveyards look well kept, and I can see plenty of flowers in there as well.
The speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
Anyway, I'm going to do a bit of shopping. So, as soon as we leave this ocean run, and there you go, you've got the fuel prices. What are we? Diesel 175. So it's about 30 cents more than cheapest price that I saw in Spain, and it's about 15 to 20 cents difference between Portugal. Look at that for a view. The road was a little bit lumpy and bantery, but now we're back on the open road, and you can see it's absolutely fantastic, the road. Oh, lovely. What a beautiful part of the world. And I just stopped for a sandwich in a lay-by, and this was only a few minutes away. What a crying shame. But there we go. The temperature is really piling up now. I would say it's as hot as Portugal. Back on the narrow roads by the look. They got some great cemeteries here. I might have to reserve a spot. They've got a cable car up to the top there. Doesn't really interest me on a day like today. It's too hot to go traipsing around. I want to find myself a nice park up, which I think I have done. It's about an hour away from here. And I need to be there for 5 o'clock because we have a live stream going on then. So I've got to do a little bit of work and answer customers' questions with their appliances. But it could be a slow trip behind this gentleman. Well, it's a cracking road. That's the first person that's overtaken us, but it was a clear road. And of course all these campers and tourists are slowing the traffic up. Quite a steep hill, third gear, but now I've rectified all the problems with the engine apart from the cooling fans. Everything is working perfectly. Well, I tell you, the views just get better and better. Still excellent roads. In some places we do go down to a single lane, like I showed you earlier. But this is a lot easier than Morocco. It's only the traffic really that causes any problem whatsoever. There's plenty of places for coffee, food. I've seen pottery. Well, there we got a sports field as well. There's petrol everywhere. Kayaking there. They really are stepping up their tourism here. The only thing they need to do is keep this weather, and they'd be making a load of money. I can imagine in the winter it is well, I love it personally. Storms and everything like that I find really, really fun. But this is absolutely stunning with all the greenery. And I imagine the spring is beautiful as well. Our slow camper has decided to depart. Thank you very much for pulling over. Because I only have approximately 40 minutes to go. The show's at 5 o'clock. We've moved it from 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it was interfering with my day. By the time I stopped, get everything set up, and then having to drive later. So what I'm doing each day now is doing 2-3 hours driving and then doing the show at 5 o'clock. It suits Burkay, my editor as well, who runs the show for me, and I come on Zoom, and on the weekends I'm learning to run it myself. It's a lot easier having to do a live stream when you don't have to press all the buttons. Having a good editor and moderator is really important. But if the whole of this coast is like this. It's one of the best ideas I've had in years. And especially, and I keep saying it, thank me Island for bringing the weather with me. You've got some lovely Portuguese weather. Oh, I think I came to a good spot. I'm only 11 minutes away. I can live with that view for the night. And a bit of nice Atlantic breeze. I think I will stop at the first place that looks like it's okay to park up for the night, because that is a stunning piece of coastline. The only thing with this van, because it's now classed as a 5.5 ton van, is I really don't want to go on gravel, and I really don't want to go on anything sand, because it being a front wheel drive is another great cemetery. Do you die with a view in this country or something? I mean, that is a hell of a place to be buried. God, blimey. You know, in my local village church where my mother, my stepfather and my nan were all buried, I can't get buried there. My mother was cremated, so her ashes were put on top of my stepfather, but there's no spaces there for me unless I get cremated. And I'm not too sure where I want to be put. I wouldn't mind a view like that though. God, blimey. And I haven't seen many camper vans, so I've got great optimism that this park up that I found might have spaces. I'm glad I'm not coming the other way with that tractor, because he doesn't just take up his lane, he takes up the other lane. But they've got to get on with their work. They love tourism, but agriculture really is their thing. Well, I might as well leave the camera running now until we get to the stop. I'll shut up for a bit and let you listen to some nice background music while I pan round after with the camera to show you some spectacular views. I've got to do a left here. Just making sure I don't catch anything in the back. It's a second gear jobby, and I've got to watch the heater. Because as you know, I keep telling you the fans are not working. But as long as you're cautious, as soon as you start coming to the red, pull over. Excellent job. Really do appreciate that, lady. This old goat van of mine seems to go always to some of the most remote locations in the world. Well, I've got 40 minutes until the live stream, and it says I've got 6 minutes until I reach my destination. And I think I have chosen a seriously good spot. I haven't seen any campers really, so unless people are parking up for the week, I should have a good spot. I got plenty of beer in the fridge, and as I said, I got a stew for tea, and I've still got some Iberian sliced ham for starters, and that came all the way from Salamanca area. That Salamanca, for those of you who do not know, is another great city to visit. It's in central Spain, and it's got some of the best architecture on buildings I've seen for a long time in Europe. And it's a really unknown place. Not many people have heard of it. Well, look at that. I hope the camera gives this as much justice as it deserves. I wonder how much these houses are, because you can put a heck of a markup just for the view. Worried not about scratching the van, about scratching any of the locals' cars. Well, I'm going to go and ask the lady, just in case it's a paid place. Just bear with me 1 second. Well, that campsite was €15 a night, but I want to have a look at this other one. I might come back to here because that was a spectacular view, but I would like a bar. Yeah, we got plenty of space there. Oh, a Tesla. Electric vehicle. Now we're cutting across this point here and it's 4 minutes away. Oh, look at these. Through that gorge and out the other side, and that should be our destination. I have no problems paying €15 a night, but they didn't have wastewater facilities for the toilet, and if I'm paying for somewhere, I would like to be able to clean out the tanks, as they say, and fill up with fresh water, because I'm down to about quarter of a tank on fresh water at the moment, which is enough for the washing up, a shower, and doing a couple of dishes in the morning. But really speaking, I would like to get another 200 litres on board. These houses are beautiful. See, I'd love to go exploring up some of these little lanes, but I really need to always make sure I can turn round, because if I can't turn round, then I am seriously in the stuck, as they say, because this is not the easiest thing to reverse half a mile down a lane. But this looks as pretty as the other side, if not more. Let's see what this opens up into. Oh, we got a tight bend here, so I might have to swing out. Oh yeah, I can live with this. Please let there be no one there. Oh, 1 second. I'm taking the wrong lane. I need to take that one. I think it's that fishing cove that we're heading down to. And that won't be just a night park up, I might stay there for 2 days. But I've got a lot of editing to do. I could have a nice relaxing time, and if this weather keeps warming up, you might even catch me in that water. But that's North Atlantic. Bitterly cold. it's a lady, and I know how hard reversing is. So, and she might be a new driver. I wish I could have reversed up somewhere for her, but I was literally, the nearest place for me to stop was quite a way back. I think that's the official camper park, but I am going to go further up just to have a look if you are able to park on that fishing pier. Place I can reverse there, there's nothing down here. No overnight parking or camper vans. Okay, understood. I'll try and turn here. What a glorious spot. That would have done me nicely. But I could do the show from here and then drive up. We'll have a look. Okay. And there you go. As you can see, even with an 8-meter camper, these roads are perfectly doable. You just need to take your time, be courteous, and occasionally you will have to reverse. Some of the agricultural equipment that comes up the roads has no chance of reversing, so I'm the one that had to do the reversing. Now, as you can see, the afternoon breeze has kicked in and the ocean's getting a little bit choppy. It's still 25 degrees, but it's a beautiful day. Now, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos over the next couple of weeks as I head up to Donegal to visit Barry with his appliance company up there. And while I'm doing this route, I think I'm going to do a lot more videos because the external camera fits onto the top of the van there, and I'm remotely able to turn that on and off when needed, as you saw in the video. It's a stunning part of the world, and if you catch the weather right, it is truly a beautiful place. Thanks very much indeed for watching. Remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you wish, and I'll see you in the next one.